All right, my friends, what's happening? So in today's video, what I'm going to be talking to you about and showcasing to you is how to fully set up your foam cannon and how to get the most out of it. We get a lot of messages, a lot of emails, and people say, look, I've watched your video, I've watched, let's say, somebody, somewhere else, let's say in America or someone in the UK who's got a fantastic setup, and I'm looking at the way they're foaming their cars, and it looks great. But when I do it at home, I've got a problem. So what am I doing wrong? Is it me? Is it the product? Is it the foam cannon? Is it a combination of three? Well, in today's video, I'm going to bust all those myths and I'm going to tell you how to get it set up perfectly so you get what you see on this video. So probably the most obvious part of this whole debate is going to have to be the hardware, If you look at a pyramid kind of structure, you build from the ground up. If you've got the world's best everything but no flow, then of course you're not going to get the best results. So basically what you see here, this is many years of, hard work, saving of course, because it's not cheap. But yeah, this is kind of the current progression. But as always, we've all started there, including myself, 12, 13 years ago. You had a KobraJet K2, K4, you move to your K7s, you could do the same progression with other kind of pressure washing brand manufacturers. And then eventually, again, you try and get to the top of the pyramid to something like this, and that's obviously the ultimate level. But basically, without blowing your mind with specs and readings and all that type of stuff, because that will come in a dedicated video, you've got an orifice within your foam cannon like this, okay? So if you've got something that's pushing out 4 or 5 litres a minute versus something that's doing 10, 11 litres a minute, you're almost getting double/triple the flow hitting the orifice on the back end of the foam cannon, creating more back pressure, creating more flow, and thus, as a byproduct, getting a little bit more foam onto your car. So if you've got a KobraJet K2, a KobraJet K4, and you haven't got the best foam cannon in the world, those things will, of course, contribute to poor foam on your car. Now, keeping within the hardware argument, your number 2 point of setting up your foam cannon, of course, premium kind of technology versus cheap, uneducated, undeveloped kind of products that are there specifically and only for the reason of price point, where people can rebrand something, put their company logo on, let's say, and call it their own foam cannon. I think I've just named 99.999% of the industry. So you've got obviously something like this. I bought this specifically for the video and specifically for a greater project that I will be doing regards accessories and stuff like that, so comparisons. So again, you get to see a future-proof video right here versus something that is, again, this is the industry leader by, I don't know, what has it now been, 7, 10 years, the crown jewel. This is the foam cannon that everybody has tried to copy, everybody that has tried to rip off, and the foam cannon that everybody wants. This is the .2 of the PF22. This is an Italian foam cannon. It's got very nice things. Again, I read a lot of kind of comments of people kind of saying, oh, well, I'm going to buy a foam cannon that's $10, $20, $30 cheaper or pounds cheaper. But then they don't realize that this is directly affecting their foamability of the product. Now, within here, you've got a very nice foaming system with a very nice gauze kind of filter as well, which is the agitators, as we call it. So this is the top of the line. And this, again, if you've got a poor pressure washer, but you've got a very nice foam cannon, this will, again, elevate you to the middle kind of entry point of experience where you're still not getting the best, but you are getting, just above average. And now we start getting to the fun part of the discussion. Now, choosing your foam, as you know, there are different ways you can skin this cat. Now, the way we have decided to approach this is from a completely different curveball approach. Now, you can have, again, cheap raw materials that don't clean, they don't foam. You're literally just pressing a trigger and wasting water and electric just for the crack. Now, instead, what we have done, and you've, again, one of the few things that I hammer home on, stepped system, that probably kind of rings a bell for you guys. Now with this is kind of a cocktail slash kind of system at a bar, if you've ever been to a cocktail bar. Now, we work this in line with our citrus. Now, you could do it more citrus, less foam, more foam, less citrus, 50-50, 70-30. You know, there's hundreds of possibilities that you could do this. Now, if you're just using a foam on its own, what you will find is we've got special surfactants and special wetting agents within the foam that if you have used this foam, I want to hear this in the comments below, you will know and you'll notice quite obviously that the degradation of the foam consistency is nothing that you have ever seen before. This hangs around like a bad smell, and even when you rinse it off, it hangs around on the ground for 4 days, okay? This is especially, as you could see with your eyes, you know, your eyes can't lie, that this is designed to basically be on the panel. It's designed to wet the panel. It's designed to absorb into the dirt and soak into it for pretty much an unlimited time, weather dependent. Now, I have set this up again. I'm just going to show you how I do it. So I like to do it kind of this way. So I've got 800 ml of water right here, clean water, nothing special, you know, not warm, not cold, just straight out the tap. And what I like to do, the reason I like to do top down is so if you put foam in first and then hit it with water, you're going to get about 200 ml of product in the rest head. So as I said, 800 ml, and I'm just going to put 100 to 150 ml of product together in the mix. There we are. Now the way this is going to work now is this is now mixed correctly. As you could see, there's no head. In fact, it's remained exactly the same. And then at the pre-washing step, what you're going to do, you're going to connect it to your gun, which I'm about to show you how to do it. You're going to fire it up. All right, so just to recap, I've already told you, high flow machine is advisable. More kind of pressure and water flow that you can achieve, the creamier the consistency of the foam that you can get. Getting a very, very nice, the very best that you can afford, whatever that is. Don't forget, you don't want to start flexing on your neighbors and on your friends. Look, if a 30 pound cannon is what you can afford now, but then next year you can step up to your 50, 60, 70 pound foam cannon, make it a life's kind of goal for you, okay? So I'm not saying go out and get yourself in debt, but the best that you can afford foam cannon. All right, so those two things, we've pretty much guaranteed ourselves the mixing ability, best in the world, high flow machine, best in the world. You get yourself a foam that is actually designed for the task and not just, you know, a white label product. We fixed that problem as well. And now that you're going to see exactly what the combination of the 3 or the 4, however you look at it, will look kind of in real world terms. Now you've seen how much product I've put, 100 ml. So again, it's still there. I've got a little bit of head kind of space still left in the foam cannon because that's just how I like it. And also just another thing to mention, what you've got here is you've got these fantastic adjustment fans. You can make it, you know, a jet of death. You've got something super nice. You've of course got your plus or minus kind of engagement here. You can see how light it is as well. So I just recommend just have it on full whack on plus because that's what you want. And I like to have it, you know, on the widest fan. Again, best quick release system in the world. That is not required for the best foaming, but still nice to have. And you're going to see now, again, look, the car's not being pre-rinsed on this just purpose. The car is as it is, and watch this. It's just the right consistency, super thick. Thickness is not everything, by the way. Super thick, but just look. It's just moving away for you. It's encapsulating the dirt and it's going to eventually begin dragging it down once that critical mass of the foam starts to kind of move together in tandem. So my friends, as always, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope I have kind of opened, you know, the gate of life in car care a little bit more for you. As you can see, I always, you know, show you the results in person. And again, make this, like I said, this is my kind of, how we call it, bread and butter. To me, it's a lifestyle. It's not just let's go and valet cars, let's go and do a quick wash on a car. Let's, you know, just everything quick, average, mediocre, you know, like at the end of the day, if you're that type of person, then I'm sure there's 900 million YouTube channels which are giving you price per wash and how to save 1 ml of car shampoo on this, and, you know, using cheap products, cheap accessories, and just, you know, you not having fun. To me, we are chasing excellence in every kind of class within car care. So if you kind of, again, in time, put up a dream board and kind of put, look, I want this setup, I want this foam cannon, you know, I dream to achieve this in whatever, 12 months, 18 months, 5 years, however long it takes you. But then again, when you are there and you've actually paid your due diligence to kind of achieve nice things within this world, you will have the biggest form of therapy on a weekend, a weekday, however kind of like you want it. And you're gonna have the biggest smile on your face with the nicest products in the world, and it just de-stresses your mind to a level that I can't even describe to you. You need to try to kind of see it, you know. But hope this has kind of highlighted to you a few bits. Let me know in the comments what you thought of it, any kind of iterations that you use in your setup. I'm curious to hear. I'm curious to have a conversation with you down there. And as always, I'll catch you in the next one. I love you all. See ya.